Hey guys, this side Priya Rana, and this is the second lecture of management. So, in my first lecture, we have learned about the meaning of management, the importance of management, features of management, levels of management, and now we are going to do first of all the functions of management. In the functions of management, Luther Gulick has given his functions like POSDCORB, in which P means planning, O for organizing, S for staffing, D for directing, C for coordination, and R for reporting, and B for budgeting. And after that, Coons O'Donnell, he also given his functions of management which are widely accepted. So in management we learn these five functions of management, that is planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. So the very first function, that is planning. In planning, we decide the things in advance. We chalk out a future course of action and decide in advance about the predetermined objectives of the company. So we can say that planning is deciding in advance what to do, when to do, and how to do it. In organizing, we organize the activities. First of all, we identify the activities, then we classify them into groups, then after that we assign the duties, then we make sure that we delegate authority and create their responsibility, and after that we make sure that there is a coordination between their authority and responsibility relationships also. In staffing, we make sure that we are recruiting the right men at right place or right men at right job. The reason being, if right person are not placed at right job, then there will be some inefficiencies in the business. So to improve that, we make sure that staffing involves manpower planning. In manpower planning, we have to make a selection process. Then in recruiting, selection, and placement, we place the right person. We select the person with his experience according to his skills, and if he needs the training for your organization, we train them. We give him a good remuneration according to their work, and we appraise their performance. We try to make promotions and transfers. So in staffing, we take care of certain things. So talking about direction, in direction, we need to supervise the work of the persons. We have direct the person earlier, and we have selected the right person at right place, and now we have to supervise their work and motivate them towards their goals and with the organizational goals. Then we have to make sure that the manager guides and influence the work of subordinate. For that, we need a manager who has a leadership quality, and we have to communicate, we have to communicate with them regularly, so that we can able to know their experience, opinions, and their opinions from one person to the another, so that we can bridge a good understanding between the among the organization, between the personals. Talking about controlling, if I see that the person cannot achieve the predetermined objectives, they need a correction. They need a correction in the organization. So for that, we need this function, that is controlling. In controlling, it is said that it is a measurement and correction of performance activities of the subordinates, in order to make sure that the enterprise objective and plans desired to obtain the objective, I can say. So coordination, controlling, I can say that it is a measurement and correction of performance, in which we make sure that establishment of standard performance, we check that what is the standard performance, and we make sure that we can measure the actual performance of the personnel, and after that we make a comparison of the deviations. Then after knowing the deviations, we make sure that we make a corrective action according to that. Then what is the role of a manager? What does a manager do? There's specific roles of a manager, and Mintzberg has given his 10 roles. In these 10 roles, he has divided it into three categories. The number one category is informational, the number two is interpersonal, the number three is decisional. See, let's learn about the first category of Mintzberg, that is informational. In informational category, there are three roles of a manager, that is to monitor, to disseminator, and to be a spokesperson. So in the very first role, the monitor, the manager has to seek and acquire work related information. He has to seek and acquire about the work related information. Then after that, he has to communicate the information to others within the organization. After that, he has to communicate the information to others within the organization. Then spokesperson, talking about the spokesperson, he has to communicate information to outsider. The examples I have given it, if I talk about monitor, then he have to read the reports, he has to attend the seminars and monitor the work or informations. And talking about the disseminator example, he has to inform the staff and subordinates of the decisions. And spokesperson, if I give an example of a spokesperson, he has to participate in many conferences, meetings and report progresses. There he has to provide the information of his company in front of all the people. Talking about the second category, that is interpersonal. In interpersonal, there the role fourth, that is figurehead. Here the performance is based on social and legal duties. He has to be a figurehead, he has to be a person who is social. He has to be a person, see, I have given examples. He has to be a great visitor, and he attend the ribbon cutting ceremonies, he hosts the receptions. That's how he become interpersonal. If I talk about the leadership qualities, then he should direct and motivate subordinates and select and train employees. Talking about the sixth role, that is liaison. In liaison, he have to establish and maintain contacts within and outside the organization. So that's how the role of a manager should be interpersonal in nature. Talking about the third category, that is decisional. In decisional category, the entrepreneur, the seventh role is entrepreneur, in which he has to identify new ideas and initiate the ideas into his project and make some improvements. The role 8th says that disturbance handler, it deals with disputes. This kind of a manager, he should be able to deal with the disputes and problems and take corrective actions accordingly. The ninth role is a resource allocator. In resource allocator, the manager has to decide where to apply the resources and in what quantity they have to provide it. Talking about the last role, that is negotiator. In negotiator, he has to defend business interests. That's if I give you an example of it, that is to participate in and direct negotiations within team and departments. So a negotiator, what is a work of a negotiator? He try to mix relation, like he can make somewhat up and somewhat down in some activity and try to negotiate the things. So this is the role of a manager in firm also, between the team and between the departments. So what managers need to have? First of all, they need to have a technical skills, they need to have a human skills and conceptual skills. Talking about my next slide says that top managers need conceptual skills basically, and middle managers need human skills, and lower level manager, they need technical skills to do the work. So this is the chart which shows the skills needed at different management levels. So that's all from my second lecture. In my next lecture, we will study more about management.